And joining us now here on the program, he is set to take over as CEO of Indigo Ag on February 1st. We want to have a conversation with him about his new role and his vision for the company in the year ahead and beyond. Joining us now, Dean Banks is with us from Indigo Ag. And Dean, it's great to talk with you. Thanks for joining us on the program today. Hope you're well.
Jesse, thank you. Both your work and the work of all your listeners. Just really grateful to be able to spend time talking to them.
Well, congratulations again on you being announced to take over the CEO role for Indigo Ag. And I know as we enter into 2024, this has got to be an exciting time for you and for the company, isn't it, Dean?
Well, it's a bit of a life journey coming to center for me. I don't know if you know this, or if your listeners do, but I grew up in Southwest Ohio. My dad was a factory worker, but he grew up on a farm in Kentucky. And that farm is still in the family, about 300 acres. He grew up raising tobacco and a sustenance farm. And we kept it active all through my childhood and spent most of my nights and weekends and summers down home working on the farm. And so having spent time in life sciences and tech and scaled food with Tyson, obviously working with farmers a lot there too. It's really a lot of parts of my life coming to center. I've been on the board with Indigo for about a year and a half, and have just been incredibly excited about what they've been able to do in a variety of their products and platforms for farmers. And so it's just a lot of things in my life kind of coming together to make this opportunity possible. And can't think of a better way to spend many years to come.
Well, let's talk about your new role here, taking over to lead Indigo Ag here. And as you mentioned, your extensive background on the farm and in agribusiness, and obviously with Indigo, a lot of great work they've been doing with sustainable agriculture and all their different products and looking to help farmers as we continue to feed the world. What's your outlook for the company here right away as you take over, as we look at helping farmers in the sustainable agriculture realm here, Dean?
Well, 2024 is going to be a year where we get to deliver. So much has been invested in the company and building out this world-class biological portfolio that has tons of value to farmers. We need to just get that in our farmers' hands. We've been going direct some. We've also had a lot of success working with our partners to get our products in more fields and in more farmers' hands. And so we've embraced a lot of agribusiness players, the Midwest Landis, a variety of others. And for biologicals, the portfolio looks fantastic. New nematicide coming to market. We really have to execute on that side for the year. On the carbon and carbon sequestration and on the source side, those products are now working. We're taking a lot of the data burden out of the front end, allowing farmers to get enrolled very quickly. Carbon credit prices are actually looking like they're going to recover, and we pass on vast majority of the profits to farmers whenever they sign up to engage in our carbon program. And then we've also made it so that now whenever a farmer decides that they want to engage in a variety of sustainable practices, they can choose then how to market their products with this new program we call Field Flex. So they can, you can all take that to market either as a carbon credit, but you can also sell your product in the supply chain with sustainable attributes and get a premium for the crop that way. This Field Flex program kind of gives a lot of flexibility and opportunity for you to go wherever you can make the most money on a year-to-year basis. So that's in the execution bucket. And you probably saw the announcement. We raised a fair amount of money. So we're fueled to execute and deliver this year. And then in years to come, it's where I get most excited. We've got about 30 new biological products coming out in the next 30 months. On the digital tool side, bringing in a lot of technology to make it easier for the farmer to engage with us and allow them to do a variety of things better. So it's just a really exciting year, both in executing and delivering and making sure that every farmer who wants to use our products has it in their reach, and then also setting the company up for innovation and more products coming into farmers' hands for years to come.
Dean, I know as well, a lot of farmers, I shouldn't say a lot of farmers, but some farmers, there's, of course, myths and misconceptions out there about biologicals. Is that something that you're going to work to kind of change that story and and work with farmers to share the truths behind biological products in your new role as CEO of Indigo Ag?
I hope so. A good amount of my background, aside from obviously growing up with farm in the family, I served in the Marines for a while. I spent a good amount of my time in life sciences and deeply understanding the benefits and opportunities that biologicals can play in a portfolio of products that farmers use. There's a variety of inputs that everybody chooses from on how to make their crops grow better, how to fight disease. The scientific rigor that Indigo has brought to the biologicals effort and looking at what nature does naturally, and then just using the biological microbes that occur naturally in the soil, but in small situations, to take that to scale. It's really a compelling story because it's what nature does to make plants grow better, and we think that it's not only the future, but we think it'd be complementary to what a lot of the farmers are doing. And there's a variety of benefits. So whether it's drought protection or nematicides, there's microbes can play a tremendous role in farming and making soil more healthy, versus less, while you're doing that better.
Well, I think on the flip side of that, adding to the benefits, I think just farmers having more tools in the toolbox than ever is so important here as we continue to try and feed the world, right, Dean?
Absolutely. And also showing up with research and studies and information. Like Indigo has spent so much time really understanding where these things work and where they don't. So your agronomist or your industry partner, your retailer or your sales rep will be able to help you really understand where this is going to be applied and where it can add the most value. And we're also happy to say where not to. We know the margins that farmers have to operate in, and we know the environment they operate in is very very tight, and they got to be really precise. And we don't want people spending their money on things that aren't going to work. But in contrast, if we can do things that can add value and really help, we're going to step in and try to make that really clear and simple to understand.
I think on the carbon side too, Dean, that has been such a hot topic here in the last year or so. And Indigo, of course, has been a leader there and looking at carbon credits, carbon capture, et cetera. That is another arena that by itself is going to be so important, I think, here. And it's really going to drive a lot of conversation over the next year, isn't it?
I sure hope so. We've been really successful so far at bringing. I think it can be a murky space because so many people are operating in ways that don't carry the scientific rigor. We've been so thoughtful and careful about how we do that and do it in an efficient way. So in the years to come, we're seeing carbon prices start to increase again. Some of the stuff that's happened with forestry credits that really kind of hurt the reputation generally of carbon credits more broadly. When you bring tremendous scientific rigor and you're getting verification, validation, and certification of these credits, and they're getting issued and getting a really nice price in the marketplace, and the profits going back to farmers for practices that they want to do anyways, to make their soil healthier, make their lives better, make their crops grow better. That's a win-win for everybody. And that's something that I just can't wait to get out and meet more people that are wanting to make change in their practices and make their farms better.
I think to your point, with everything going on with carbon credits and carbon capture, it's a little bit like the Wild West, so to speak, as we're really kind of navigating this here over the last couple of years, hasn't it been, Dean?
Well, that's where I think there are many companies trying to do this, but from a scientific rigor perspective, and the way that we work in symphony with a partner with our technology to make the data burden, 30 minutes to enroll your farm or less. And then with carbon credit prices approved, we're trying to make it really economically advantageous for farmers to jump in and participate.
Well, I know folks can learn more, indigoag.com. Dean, great thoughts. And before we let you go, to kind of summarize and wrap things up here today, what would you reiterate to folks, or what would you add as you look at the year ahead and beyond here as you take over as CEO of Indigo Ag?
Well, I really do empathize with what a day-to-day life looks like for the farmers and for your listeners. And I do hope to get out in the field and see all of you and your coffee shops and in your town, and ideally on your farms, and see our products working to make your practices better. Indigo is an incredibly farmer-centric organization, and we want to work with the partners that you most trust and that are most ready to deliver and service your fields because more than anything, we want this to be easy for you to make your work better.
IndigoAg.com for more information. With that, the incoming CEO of Indigo Ag, Dean Banks. Dean, thanks for the time and for joining us today, and we look forward to talking to you again in the future. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jesse. See you soon.